Shit.
Do you want me to tell you?
Sure, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
Do you want me to tell you? Well, it's really hard sometimes in life because I'm a super positive person, right?
Yeah.
And when you see people getting upset, and everybody has every right to take things in life the way they happen in their own way, and that's how we're all different. We all have our own perception of what is meaningful, worth anger, worth hate, worth ruining our day, because now we're cranky and ruining the day of everyone else around us and stuff. And it's just, what is worth it in life? Because sometimes, like, is it worth getting angry over it's like building mountains out of, or anthills type things, or I don't know what the saying is, where there's like making a big deal out of nothing type thing. And it's just because it's like, maybe if we save some of that anger for when it's important, then we can use it towards something good. Instead of, like, because we get so built up over things that maybe we can't change. And it doesn't really matter if it's gonna be different, you know what I mean? Than what we expected the outcome to be of a situation. Because not everything works out the way you plan it in life a lot. So,
I have advice.
And you just gotta keep on.
I have advice for people in that situation. Think about how Dino feels about things, and if Dino would be mad, you're probably a piece of shit. That's what I go by. If the way you're acting would make Dino mad, you're a piece of shit. So you need to stop being like that.
No.
Because your attitude is garbage and you're ruining people's lives.
No.
That's true. That is exactly how people's lives get ruined.
No, don't. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like, because like I said, everybody has their own right, because I don't know how it affects people, because people get emotional over different things or certain things. It's like when you fight with somebody, you don't understand why they're not as upset about something as you are. Like, why doesn't this anger you? And you want them to be kind of on the same level when you're like, why isn't this bothering you? But they don't see it through your eye. They don't get it. We all have different perceptions of the situation. So what could anger you might not be, like, understandable for somebody else. Sure. And that's maybe why they're not communicating back the way that you want them to.
Also, well, if you're communicating and you just want people to be as angry as you are, that's called being a master of propaganda, and you're right.
Well, you want them to be apologetic for your anger, though.
Even worse.
You want them to compensate for your anger, which is the reaction that people are looking for, or, you know, they're like, justify my anger.
Yeah.
Basically.
But look,
like, justify it and fix it.
And I really don't agree with that whole idea that my anger, you have to hear my anger, because the fact is, where were we watching this? I was watching this, and it was like, maybe it was one of our we might have discussed it too, was that just some people, apparently where knowledge comes from now, guys. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
No.
I watch our stuff all the time, so maybe I'm just repeating something I've said.
Maybe. I think she may be repeating something I said, and she's turning it into her own.
That didn't happen. Because if I did, then I'd be telling me how wrong I am.
Probably. We all know the truth, guys. We all know the truth. I'm going to dig through the 30 plus episodes that we recorded this. But actually, no, this is episode 50, I think, that we're doing today. So I'm gonna watch the 49 before it.
Would you get me?
I'm gonna watch the 49 before it and find out when I said that, and then I'm gonna reference it in the notes and be like, she's taking this from this episode when I said it. Bam! That's how I know. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what you did.
Because that happens. I have no idea why that moment came. I was chipped.
You betcha.
I told you.
No, this is the problem. Is if someone just wants to be angry, and for that, they want you to apologize for their anger. No. That's a hard pass. There are certain times when, you know what, when you want to have a discussion about things, by all means. I remember talking with somebody and I said, well, okay, we were talking about racism and things like that. I said, no, I agree. People are racist and it's bullshit. It's wrong. She goes, well, you're white. And I go, okay, and what does that have to do with anything? She goes, so that means you're racist. And I'm like, that's actually racist that you said that, so that's not going to work. I go, and besides, I'm actually Greek. Did you know that Greek people were enslaved by the Ottoman Empire for 400 years? That they fought people off without an army, just with pitchforks and farm utensils with the resistance? Did you know that? Most people don't. So Maybe read a
I'm
book.
French.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of our bodies are up in a tunnel still.
Yeah. And
So,
people have this crazy
like,
idea that they're owed anything. That's just false. Now, if someone is wronged physically, and they deserve an apology. That's fair. That's not unreasonable. But if you're saying, well, you need to apologize, well, I didn't do nothing to you, so sorry. You're not getting an apology from me because I didn't do anything. If I did do something, hey,
even if
absolutely.
even if they don't say you need an apology, but if someone basically tells you this, like, when somebody confronts somebody and they think that they have, well, I'm just going to say that I was off put by this, or I'm going to explain that I was angry about this, and then they say their point and they say it as if, okay, but now I'm fine and I'm dealing with it or something. That's just a condescending way of basically telling a person that you're fucking not okay with what they did and blah blah.
Well, listen, this is going to be our last episode because we're going to get shut down with the way things are going. There's no question about it, right? Why? Because right now, what stuff we're talking about is not acceptable. People feel that, no, you have to be apologetic for a history you had no party to. No, I don't. I'm not going to. And you know what? And I refuse. I adamantly refuse. And there are people that I know that know me that have gone off on a tangent. And you know what? I hope them the best. I really do. I hope them the best because, in all honesty, I don't think people are treated well in general. I don't. I think people should be treated better. And that's something that we as a society can learn. But if you're going to come there and say, listen, number one, everyone that's been at protests, like, this is the problem, is there are memes now going on about how, it's a problem when white people are protesting against other white people against their whiteness. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? People who are actually trying to affect change aren't involved in half of this shit that's going on right now. And this is one of the big things, is that it's just out of control.
People have